Every planet is a huge collective of consciousness that actually we're a part of. We're immersed within the planet's morphogenetic field as smaller morphogenetic fields. This planet has in harmonic 2 what you would call the soul level. In harmonic 3, it's over soul level. They're imprints of morphogenetic fields that are composed of scalar waves. And we can understand ourselves a little better by understanding planets in the terms of scalar waves and scalar wave grids. We work this way too. We could understand our planet better by understanding that, hey, we have these scalar wave grids. They're stations that hold our consciousness. We're conscious. Our planet's conscious too. It's an entity that is evolving, and we are a part of its evolution. Now, just like we can have problems in our lineup of higher identity, where if the electromagnetic codings and the scalar arrangements of the different levels of our scalar grids that hold our consciousness get distorted, you can't plug them in anymore. So you can't access those levels of consciousness, which means you can't ascend, because you have to bring in those levels of consciousness together to progressively dimensionally ascend and expand back out of the time matrix. Same thing with the planet. There are things called ascension planets, and there are things called non-ascension planets. A non-ascension planet is a planet that on one of those harmonic levels, it has its electromagnetic coding in the scalar grids messed up, where it cannot plug into its next level. About 249,000 years ago, there was an agreement made to fix something that happened 669,000 years ago. 669,000 years ago, we had the Lyran Wars. And what happened in the Lyran Wars was some of the Elohim, Anahazi, that severed their connection to Source and became the Anunnaki, had a stronghold on a planetary body called Vega. There were several other planetary bodies in that system. One of them was called Avion. Another was called Aramatena. Each of those planetary bodies have their filter down as far as densification and matter down in the lower harmonics. What we see as identify as the star Vega is the planetary energy field that in harmonic 4 was where the Anunnaki started. Okay. Now, the Anahazi, the ones that kept their coding to Source, were primarily residing within the energy field of Aramatena. Aramatena was the avatar level of the planetary logos for Gaia in harmonic 3, Tara in harmonic 2, and what became Earth in harmonic 1. It is our level 4 scalar grid for this planet, and that was severed from its level 3 scalar grid for this planet during the Lyran Wars. The Emerald Order came in and tried to reestablish that connection 210,000 years ago. They made a covenant to do this 248,000 years ago. It was called the Emerald Covenant, a promise to everything evolving on this planet to make this place an ascension planet again, which means the planetary logos and the consciousness that ended up incarnate on this planet would have the ability to undergo full ascension back out of the levels of matter density. We have gross matter down here in harmonic 1. We have semi-etheric matter, which is still solid, but not quite as, in harmonic 2. We have etheric matter density in harmonic 3. We have pre-matter density in harmonic 4, and we have pure waveform in harmonic 5. And after that point, you can top out the dimensionalization completely. Goes for planets, goes for people, and everything in between. When I say restore the ascension imprint, I'm referring to that group of 5 harmonics of electrotonal scalar patterns that have to reassemble themselves into their original imprint to expand out of time. When I say we have to restore the 4th harmonic pattern of the scalar grid of this planet, reattach it to its 3rd harmonic. Its 3rd harmonic is Gaia. In the New Age movement, you hear a lot about Tara's here, Gaia's here, what is it, Tara, Gaia, what is this place anyway? They're all referring to Earth. What nobody seems to be teaching anybody here is about the 5 harmonics. And it's not going to make one iota of sense to you unless you understand that. They're levels of expansion. Earth, Tara, Gaia, Aramatena. And for the last 669,000 years, Aramatena imprint has been not available to this planet, which means the full 12 dimensions of consciousness and the full 12 dimensions of frequency that were intended to be part of this planet and the people on this planet were not available. You cannot, as a consciousness, fully embody 12 dimensions of consciousness if, at that time that you're here, 12 dimensions are blocked out of the grids of the planet. unless you happen to make some very special avatar agreements with, there's some angles that can be taken. Joshua 12 did that. There were some angles that were taken to override the problem the Earth grid had. The problem was it could not integrate its harmonic 4 level of frequency. This is why things like stargates haven't opened in so long. Because when you try to open stargates, when there's blockages in the grids, planets blow up and things. We wonder why people don't visit us from the skies anymore. Well, they do. They recently started again. It all has to do with scalar grid mechanics. Your consciousness has to do with scalar grid mechanics. The way the planet evolves has to do with scalar grid mechanics. We were called to Egypt because where the Great Pyramid sits is the 4th chakra of the planet. The planet has 7 primary chakras. It also has its morphogenetic chakras, 8 through 15. Just like when you're learning to use your own chakra system, chakras 1 through 7, they're the ones you first have to learn how to deal with. We're dealing with a planet that has chakras, like we do. We're in Giza because chakra number 4 is located beneath that pyramid. And chakra number 4 is not there because the pyramid's there. The pyramid's there because chakra 4 is there. There are many other things on that site before that because chakra 4 is there. Chakra 4 on the planet and on you is the 4th dimensional frequency chakra. It leads to the astral level, D4. That's the point where the harmonics begin to cross over each other. We have harmonic 1 here, dimensions 1, 2, and 3. We have the next harmonic, dimensions 4, 5, and 6. So the 4th dimension, the 4th chakra, the 4th planetary vortex are all keyed to D4, the beginning of harmonic 2. It's a place where things from one harmonic can come through to this harmonic. So it's always been used as an interdimensional teleport station in one form or another when it was able to be activated. When the Anunnaki came in here, several thousand years ago, several thousand years before that, they have been using this place as a petri dish for many, many thousands of years. If they had not, the teachings were given here, but they were destroyed, of what it would mean to go through a cycle like this. They knew it was going to be in this time frame, because you calculate time through vibrational resonance. It's a repeating cycle of vibration, how vibration raises and then slows and then goes back through that cycle again. That would be a cycle of time. If you translate time in terms of vibrational resonance, you can take that and plug it into any calendar system to get accurate dating. This is how the Guardian Alliance uses their dating systems. When they get the dates that are in the books, as far as vortices opening and the movements of things we're going through now, they are doing it on vibrational science. It's not a calculation of numbers in the same way that our sciences use numbers. It's an energy field relationship. So they're very accurate compared to what other things are. The Mayan calendar pulled some of the dates. I've been told we're misinterpreting some of the dating on the Mayan calendar, that actually the Mayan calendar was very accurate if it had been interpreted correctly since then.